Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about something that affects all of us: your dreams, your passions, and the journey ahead. As teenagers standing at the crossroads of life, you face a critical juncture between pursuing what you love and the huge concern of finding a secure job with a decent salary. Choosing your life path can be a tough choice, but let me remind you of a powerful truth. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. This quote from Maya Angelou is a rallying cry for resilience. Think of it this way: every time you stumble, you're just one step closer to mastering the art of getting back up. Like a Roblox character who keeps respawning until he figures out how to not jump off a cliff. Seriously, how many times do we have to watch you unalive yourself before you figure out virtual reality? Now let's dive into the heart of the matter. On one hand, there's the argument for following your passions. When you chase what you love, you're not just working, you're living. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams," whatever that means. Imagine waking up every morning excited about what lies ahead, like beating Candy Crush before you've even had your first cup of coffee. Pursuing your passions can lead to greater satisfaction and happiness in life. Studies show that people who engage in work they love report much higher levels of life satisfaction. For instance, research indicates that individuals who follow their passions, like me, are 1.5 times more likely to report being satisfied with their jobs compared to those who do not. And if that doesn't convince you, consider this: 73% of organizations prioritize critical thinking skills when hiring. So you'd better start memeing. But here's where it gets interesting. When you follow your passions, you also foster creativity and innovation for yourself and your peers. In today's rapidly changing job market, being creative is like having a superpower. Passionate individuals are more willing to take risks and think outside of the box, or the roadblocks. A recent study highlighted that companies encouraging creativity see a 15% increase in employee engagement and motivation. Remember when your friend tried to invent a new dance move? Sure, they didn't get many views on TikTok, but at least they weren't afraid to suck. And hey, maybe they'll start a new trend called the Worst Dancer Challenge. Who knows? That could be you sucking instead of them. Now let's talk about long-term success. Evidence suggests that those who pursue their passions are more likely to achieve lasting success because they're motivated and committed to their work. According to researchers, creative jobs are less likely to be replaced by automation. So while robots might take over the world one day, at least we'll still need human creativity some of the time. Like figuring out which side of toast you will butter first. I'd like to see a robot figure that out without self-destructing and spewing oil everywhere. Life is a lot like being on a treasure hunt. When you're passionate about finding treasure, every challenge becomes an exciting part of the adventure. Or you might search and search and search for your El Dorado, but contract a tropical disease, or step on a yet to be discovered species of poisonous tree frog. It could be your lucky day, or you might die trying, like Jesus. Of course, I know what some of you might be thinking. Not all passions lead to stable careers. And that's partly true. Some paths may require significant investment without guaranteed returns, like Trump's tax returns. Where are those? Or like trying to convince your parents that focusing on improving your mewing ability is a solid plan. Seriously though, if I had $1 for every time a kid mewed at me, I could retire a few years early and get a hair transplant. Now let's switch gears for a moment. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Blech. Sounds stupid. This quote reminds us that true value lies in our experiences, which I agree with. So go out there and create those unforgettable moments. Don't forget to breathe, though. And remember what the Buddha taught us. What we think, we become. Our mindset shapes our reality. If you believe in yourself and your dreams, you're already halfway there. Just like how I believe I can eat both noodles and rice for dinner without gaining weight. If I want to do it, I can. Who will stop me? The scale? My mother's slap? Lastly, let's not forget that the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Passion fuels excellence. When you engage in work that resonates with your interests, every challenge transforms into an opportunity for growth. For example, employees who find meaning in their work are 3 times more likely to stay with their employer in the long term. So pursue those passions with all your heart, your bleeding heart. Or you could become a sugar baby. There's nothing wrong with staying at home and learning a new sourdough recipe. As we move forward together into this exciting chapter of life, let us embrace resilience in the face of adversity and believe wholeheartedly in our dreams. Cherish those breathtaking moments and nurture a positive mindset as we pursue our passions with fervor. Remember, life is short. Make it sweet. And don't be a jerk. Or at least learn how to successfully be a jerk without anyone catching on. And who knows, you might just end up being the next big thing. Or at least become famous for failing spectacularly. You could actually win the Darwin Awards. Just think of all the hilarious stories you'll have along the way, if you don't unalive yourself first. Thank you for listening.